My husband was an air traffic controller. In our past lives, my daughter had a heart attack when the flight we were in faced a thunderstorm. I contacted my husband at the control tower to arrange for priority landing. At the same time, the other flight that my husband's soulmate was in crashed after being struck by lightning. My husband acted normal after that incident. However, later on my daughter's birthday, he locked my daughter and I in the house, and we were burned to death. If you hadn't asked for priority landing, Kelly's flight would not have crashed. I don't think there is anything wrong with your daughter. You only did that out of your jealousy for Kelly. You caused the death of a few hundred innocent lives. My daughter and I did not manage to escape. We died horribly. The next time I opened my eyes, I returned to the day when my daughter was having a heart attack again. This time, my husband disconnected my call to the control tower completely. However, when he learned that our daughter had died from a heart attack, he went crazy. Chapter 1. My daughter held her chest in pain as she collapsed to the ground. Her face was pale. Everyone on the flight was shocked. Passengers soon surrounded my daughter. My voice was trembling. Then, I heard a wicked sneer from the control tower. Stop overreacting. She's only having a mild heart attack. You're only trying to use that as an excuse to land first. You're ignoring the safety of the lives of a few hundred people for your own sake. How disgusting is that? My heart sank when I heard that. It seemed that Justin Woods had been reincarnated as well. The burning yet torturing memories from my past life still lingered vividly in my mind. The pain in my soul attacked me as I breathed heavily. As I continued flying the plane, I replied, Justin, you don't understand your daughter's medical condition. How can you say that? Is she really going to? A buzzing sound was heard, and after some connection issues, Justin cut off my connection to the control tower. My co-pilot, Jeff Goodrich, said anxiously, Captain Davis, your daughter isn't doing well. My daughter's struggling breaths echoed in my ears. I tried to contact the tower again. However, another colleague's impatient voice was heard from the other end of the line. Captain Davis, Justin told us about everything. You're worried about the thunderstorm and wanted to land earlier, right? Why do you have to make up a lie that your daughter is dying? Everything must be done by the book. Stop calling. At the same time, I heard Justin's voice speaking with relief. Flight C-1876 has landed successfully. There's no problem at all. Flight C-1876 was the flight that Justin's soulmate, Kelly Freeman, was on. The colleague asked, shall we now arrange for Captain Davis's flight to land? It's her turn now. However, Justin snorted coldly and spoke indifferently, let her wait. Didn't she lie to jump the queue? Well, let her feel what it's like to be cut in a queue. The colleague then cut off the connection. At the same time, he cut off the only hope for my daughter's survival. The co-pilot told me that my daughter was calling for me. She was in pain. He took over the flying to give me some time. I ran to my daughter without hesitation. Mom, I'm sorry. My daughter's lips had turned blue. She smiled bitterly. This is where I leave you. She shut her eyes slowly. Her arms dropped. I let out a deep, low cry. My body could not stop trembling out of anger. At that moment, Jeff exclaimed, Captain Davis, there's a thunderstorm ahead. I had no time to feel sad. I knew I was facing the same challenges as the flight in my past life. My top priority was not to feel sad. I had to land the flight carrying 300 people safely. Chapter 2. I contacted the control tower again. Justin said impatiently, Flight C-2991 is experiencing a special situation and has to land first. Circle around and wait. I replied sternly, there's an incoming thunderstorm at our location. Justin sneered, cut the crap, Julia. Did you make up a lie to land first? Well, why aren't you talking about your dying daughter now? I took a deep breath and tried my best to control my emotions. Justin, you're breaking the regulations. There are more than 300 lives on this flight now. You don't care about the other 300 lives on other flights either, Justin said viciously. You're only thinking about your life. How selfish. On the other end, I heard Kelly's soft words. Wow, Justin, this is how the control tower looks. It's my first time here. My heart, which I thought would never feel again, sank. It ached as if it were being pierced. My daughter had always been curious about her father's workplace. She had asked him to bring her there so many times. On her 6th birthday, I made a birthday request on her behalf. Justin did not hesitate. He frowned as he rejected that. She's a big girl now. Why is she still behaving so self-willed? Is the control tower a place that any random person can enter? However, just minutes after his daughter's death, Justin had brought Kelly into the control tower. I said coldly, Justin, you shall bear the full responsibility and consequences if the plane crashes. Do you know how hard I had to try for you to keep your job the last time you were punished? What a joke. Justin sneered as he interrupted me. He said sternly, Julia, you're such a liar. Do you think I know nothing? I would have been out of my job if Kelly hadn't abolished my punishment. You ignored me back then. How dare you claim the credit that belongs to Kelly? You're disgusting. A sense of absurdity came over me. I asked in disbelief, did you say it was her? How's that possible? It was clear. However, the line of communication was cut off again. I did not get the chance to explain myself to him. However, as long as Kelly was there, I knew he would not listen to a single word I said. When I married Justin, I did not know he had a soulmate. I gave him all of my affection and love without reservation. I thought we would live together until the end of our lives. In the eyes of others, we were a perfect, happy, and harmonious family of 3. Kelly returned to his life when our daughter was 5. Initially, Justin seemed distracted. Gradually, he began coming home later and later. I never questioned him, I trusted him. Only when Justin made a huge mistake one day did I know things were not right. It was rumored that he was distracted while he was dispatching the flights. He almost caused 2 planes to collide. His grave mistake caused the airport to suspend him from his job immediately. He also faced a considerable risk of being fired. To secure his job, I begged and pleaded with almost everyone. I got drunk again and again while persuading others until I was hospitalized for gastric bleeding. I nearly lost my life. When I was in the hospital, I took a whole week off and I did not dare to tell Justin about it. I lied to him and told him I was on vacation. His job was saved in the end, with only a minor punishment. I had never thought that he credited that to Kelly. I finally understood why Justin was extremely cold to me after the incident. On the contrary, Kelly became his priority in everything. When Kelly had a cut on her finger, he immediately rushed to her side. He had left his feverish daughter alone. When Kelly was upset, Justin, a man who had never cooked, prepared a meal to comfort her. Something had happened to Kelly in our past lives, but Justin remained silent for a long time and ultimately did not say anything about it. I thought he had finally figured out that we were his family.